is day 21 of the 31 and 31 Kaijufest that's been going on. And I'm here today to talk about Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla 2. An interesting entry into the whole thing, where we get to see Mechagodzilla back again. And Mechagodzilla is this time the good guy versus the last time. Okay, so we remember last time we saw Mechagodzilla back in, I think Terror of Mechagodzilla was the last time we saw him, right before the changeover. We're back over here now. And again, this is kind of like a soft reboot. Kind of not soft reboot. It's weird because all of these kind of meld together. So they do talk a little bit about, everything that happened before. And I believe this is the same Godzilla that we've seen all through 1985. Now, somebody else is also in this film, and that's Rodan. Rodan is randomly in this film. Like, he's really not needed in this film, except for one scene. Okay, so let's quickly go through the whole thing and hit the points. All right, so now G-Force exists, and G-Force is the anti-Godzilla force that's out there. And they are the ones that are building. See, they built something called Garuda, which is like a giant flying ship, and that flying ship is, it's meant to take out Godzilla, but instead they've made it Mechagodzilla. And so this one guy, Aoki, he was the one that was working on Garuda, and he stopped working on Garuda because they have now Mechagodzilla. So his story is he's basically being sent everywhere. He trains with the G-Force. He's been routed to them, and then he discovers that, a group of scientists discover Rodan and an egg, and they go ahead and jack the egg that was there, because why not? Might as well just steal the fucking egg, right? And that causes Rodan to get kind of upset because he's somehow, like they say, he's like brothers to the egg or whatever. And then Godzilla shows up, and Rodan and him fight. And it's kind of an okay fight. Rodan thinks that he gets the upper hand, but of course Rodan eventually gets his ass kicked, and he's stopped by Godzilla. And so it gives the time, at least for the scientists, to run away and, go ahead and go off with the egg. So we go from there to now the Aoki guy. He's really into pterodactyls, and when he hears about Rodan and the possibility that egg, he gets all excited and everything like that. And he actually steals part of the plants that were attached to the eggs. The egg had these weird, plant things. Really, I thought it was just a part of the egg, but it turned out they were, plants that they took off. And he takes it to a group of psychics. Yes, for some reason, people with ESP and Godzilla movies always seem to run together. At least nobody's a fucking reporter in this film. But again, through this era of Godzilla, it seems like everybody has some sort of, psychic ability that they can talk to fucking Godzilla, or they can talk to something else, or they whatever. So there's, a whole school of kids that have ESP. And it's, totally normal that they have ESP. But they discovered that there's actually, the plants have, a song in it. And when the song gets played, the egg hatches. And what's inside the egg? What's inside the fucking egg? It's fucking baby Godzilla, okay? Baby Godzilla exists in this fucking movie. They call it a Godzillasaur, but it's fucking baby Godzilla. Fucking Meiji, Godzuki, whoever the fuck you want to talk about is in this goddamn movie. And that is something that is so fucking stupid. Ugh. So here's baby Godzilla. And of course, one of the girls in the lab, who also happens to be one of the girls that was on the expedition, it is attracted to her because it thinks that's his mama. So all of a sudden, Godzilla starts coming, and Godzilla starts tearing shit up because it hears the cries of the baby. Because they say basically the Godzilla was like a parasite, birth, or whatever his name is. Maybe I'll just call him Godzuki from now on or some shit. But oh no, sorry, the movie calls him baby, constantly, baby, fucking. Oh my god, this is the most annoying piece of shit. But you know what? Honestly, the puppet looks great, and the whole costume of baby, the way it moves and everything. I'm not gonna front. It looks good. It's just annoying as shit. So they send at one point they send now Mechagodzilla after Godzilla when Godzilla's starting to attack. What happens? Mechagodzilla somehow malfunctions or some shit. Like it shoots some like barbs inside of Godzilla and it's getting the upper hand. But then as we all know, it's shooting electricity into it. And you see multiple times Godzilla gets hit by lightning. And of course, he fucking, gets all juiced up over that shit. So he gets all jacked up, sends the currents back over to Mechagodzilla, and then is easily won. And then there's a long waiting period after Godzilla goes on like a little bit of rest. It's really weird. So eventually, Godzilla, they decide that they're going to use baby Godzilla to lure Godzilla out. And they have the girls, like, from the ESP Center, they come and they go and, like, do a whole thing with the song, which powers up baby some more, and also powers up Rodan. And Rodan comes back to life for some reason, and Rodan now can shoot fucking fire. It becomes Fire Rodan. I believe that's what they register him as, once he's able to do that. So, Fire Rodan then comes and snatches baby from the people, because they're going to use baby as bait. And of course, the girl who baby thinks it's his mom has to go with him because he starts freaking out. And he, like, glows red eyes every time he gets frightened. So, like, you have to come with us to make sure everything's okay. Okay, so then you have Fire Rodan gets to face off against Mechagodzilla and now Garuda, who's been outfitted by Aoki to be this, like, extra add-on for Mechagodzilla. So Rodan goes ahead, goes down, and then Godzilla shows up, and then Godzilla starts getting his ass kicked eventually, based on what they've been doing. And then there's a scene where, again, Rodan comes back because the cries of baby, like, bring him back, and he falls on Godzilla and gives Godzilla the incredible strength to come back to life and now start breathing like fire rather than atomic, so it's atomic fire now, and beat Mechagodzilla. And then we end the movie with Godzilla and Godzuki, baby, going into the ocean because that's his baby, and that's the way that this is going to be. So, it's weird. And then, the humans, they end up together, whatever, I don't give a shit. So, overall, like, the kaiju stuff, the battles like, with Mechagodzilla isn't that bad. For most of it. The fight between Rodan and Godzilla, pretty good. That stuff is fine. Baby Godzilla, fuck that shit. Why? Why do we need this back? I avoided one of these types of films, and here's fucking Baby Godzilla again. So, fuck it. I guess I'm stuck with this shit. So, overall, I have to give it a 3 out of 5 babies. It's still not terrible. It's still entertaining. I just hate that aspect of it. I can't really give it anything lower than a 3. It's a middle ground Godzilla movie. Nothing terrible, nothing great. So, hopefully next time we will have a much better film as we move on slowly from the 1985 set of Godzilla films. So, I'll see you next time on 31 and 31 Kaijufest. Terrible Terror signing off.